Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hanging Out with Mark and Jamie.
Today we're going to do something different. We're going to collect maple sap from some of the local maple trees and make some maple syrup.
Well, Jamie, I'm really looking forward to making some maple syrup and tapping the trees. As a matter of fact, I grew up in New England where they tap a lot of trees, but I have never done this myself.
Well, this will be a first time then for you, and it's pretty cool. It's really not that difficult. It's kind of interesting. We start out by, first of all, picking a tree, a maple tree, and there are different types of maple trees and they give different amounts of sap, but they all give sap. So I have several maple trees in my neighborhood, and my neighbors have given me permission to tap them, including a couple in my yard. So I've got a few out there, but we're going to tap another one today. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a drill. This is my brother's drill, $250 battery. I don't want to lose this. I probably shouldn't have taken it, but he gave it to me to use, so I don't want to lose it. But it's got a 5/16 inch bit, and the reason is the packages of these spouts that I get says 5/16, so you can't see that, but it says 5/16 on it, and so that's what I use. That's to put this spout. Let me show you this spout here a little bit closer. This is I think it's just soft aluminum. It goes in the hole here. There's a little hook here to hold a bag. I don't use the bag, that's another process. But then the sap just comes out here.
All right, so we've got the hole in the tree now, and what's our next step?
Well, the next step is to take the spout, and again I say this is soft metal, so I use a wooden mallet and pound it in till you get resistance, till you get firm resistance. You don't want to go in so far that you miss the sap.
Okay.
So you want to stay, something like that.
Okay, and now is that straight in or is that on an angle?
That's a good statement there, good question. Actually, we come in at a couple of degrees up so that it does feed down into the spout and down into the holes.
Okay, well now, I'm looking at this tube here, and this is pretty narrow tubing. How are you going to get that onto that spout?
It is, and it really, it doesn't want to go on here very well. So what we do is we take boiling water, and we dip this in the boiling water for a few seconds, and and we have to take our boiling water out with us out into the field, so I bring it in a thermos.
Okay.
We take it out, we dip it in the hot water, and that makes this pliable, and then we can fight our way to get that on there.
All right.
All right.
All right, Jamie, I'm good with the tap is now in the tree. We've got our tubing on the spout.
Yep.
It looks like we got some joint compound buckets here. Is this where we're going to collect the sap?
Actually, this is a food grade bucket. This came from the local bakery and was filled with frosting.
I'm feeling better now.
Okay. That they put on cupcakes and cookies, and it doesn't. I cleaned it out. It doesn't smell like it. It smelled like it for a long time, but it doesn't smell like frosting anymore. But no, it's a food grade bucket that the hose is going to.
Okay, and it looks like there's a couple of holes on top of the bucket here.
Yes, I drilled a couple of holes so that the hose can come out of the spout and go into the hole.
Well, that's clever.
Well, it's more to keep bad things out than, because it'll rain, or there'll be snow and that'll melt, or little animals, or maybe some neighbor kids or something, and you just as soon keep it as clean as you can. So that's why I put the holes on the top.
All right. Well, I think we've got all of our equipment here, and I think we're ready to go tap a tree.
Let's head outside.
All right. All right, Jamie, show me about where we want to put the holes here.
Well, this is... So we'll put here, and we'll put one over here.
All right. We got our drill bit here.
Do? Yep, just pick a spot right here.
How's that?
That's good.
Is that a good angle there?
Straight on in.
All right.
Give it some... All right, now let's start with the first spout. There you are, sir. And and spouts. There we go. I could have had this ready for you, couldn't I?
Yep, you cut.
All right. All right. That.
So here's our hole.
Yep.
A little bit of sap. Spout.
Oh, is that right?
Just a little bit.
Oh, sure. There's a drip already.
Look at that. There we go. Probably tastes like water.
It tastes like water. There's not a lot to it.
All right.
All right, come over and make the go.
All right, we've got our tubing. Now we're going to warm up the end. Make sure that it will fit on our little spout.
Boiling water. First time. First time.
Right, and that one is on.
And it's already dripping.
In we go.
All right.
We're already seeing sap coming out of it.
Look at this.
Look at that. There's already sap coming out. Look at it coming down.
This tap has been in here for all of 10 seconds?
Well,
15 seconds?
yeah.
And look at the sap already moving.
So we got a happy tree, and we're gonna have a happy bucket in a few minutes.
We got a gamer here. Oh, it's happening.
It's happening. I think it's
I
happening.
think it's happening. All right. Come over and do another one.
All right. Jamie has already tapped a couple of trees out here in the front, and they're already producing some sap for us. Now, so tell me, Jamie, what do we have going on?
Well, we got a brick on here because the bucket will blow away. You know, an empty bucket is going to blow away in the wind. So I put a brick on there. The hose has produced some, so we'll just empty the hose down into the bucket. Yep. Now, I'm going to give you the two hoses and have you hold them up. I just do not have them hit the ground and get dirty or something.
Yep.
So take the brick off. I'm going to have only a couple inches in here, but that's still enough to get started because we got several of them going.
That's right. So we've got another bucket, and you'll see how much goes in. I don't know. We got about a gallon there, maybe, or 3/4 of a gallon.
Yeah, something
And
like
then
that.
we're going to tap this. We'll pour the other one off, and we should have some sap to get going.
We're actually going to empty 4 today, 4 buckets. Here we're collecting one from this tree. You'll notice that the other bucket over there got caught up in the wind, and we're losing the contents. So we're just going to get this one from this yard today. Okay, this time Mark is unloaded the one bucket. We couldn't use it all. We need to have an inch of space left on top. So surprisingly, we have more sap this minute than we need.
All right.
How about that?
Well, and so ready for the next step.
Yep.
All right. So we've collected our sap here. Look how much is in that bucket.
Yep.
Whew.
That's about 14 quarts.
That's quite a lot. And then it goes on top of the burner.
Yeah, put it on top of the recycling there for a minute. We haven't lit the burner yet.
Yep.
So we'll light that and get it ready. This is this is just a regular turkey fryer that we got from our friend Mike Olson, and we're very happy for its use.
All right, we got our little cooker fired up here. Jamie, what's the plan here?
Well, we've got a certain amount of sap in there, as much as we can get in here, but we need to boil it down from about 14 inches to about 1 inch.
Okay. Well, what does that mean? What's the how much syrup are we going to get out of almost 2 gallons of sap?
Okay, 40 to 1 is the ratio. So 40 parts of what we got here will give us 1 part of syrup. So if we've got 40 ounces, we're going to get 1 ounce of syrup, but we got quite a bit more.
Yeah,
I usually get about an 11-ounce jar out of this much sap. This jar about that size out of this much sap. Now we have to boil all this off. I don't want to do it in the house, because if I do that, I'm releasing about 2 gallons of water, and all my wallpaper is going to start peeling off. Okay, so you don't want to do that in the house.
Right.
So we do this down till there's about an inch left, and then you take it in, and then you boil it the rest of the way down.
Okay, all right.
And we'll do that later on today.
Well, this is going to take a long time.
It'll take a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to give this a chance to boil, and we'll be back with you for the next step.
All right.
Well, it's been boiling here for a few hours now, and you can see a nice froth on top. It's boiled down probably a good 3 or 4 inches, and it's thickening up really nice. All right, here we are. We're outside here, and we have boiled this down to a point where there is about an inch of liquid left in the bottom of this pan.
We didn't put anything in, we didn't take anything out. It just boiled off to that point.
There it is. Now we switch to the next phase, and that is boiling inside.
Yes, and you can see this pot and everything that's been taken out of the pot. I didn't want that in my house. That would have, you know, as I was saying, my wallpaper would fall off if that much humidity was floating around. All right, now that we're done, we're going to bring in the nearly finished product. One of the first things we have to do is we have to filter it. So what we've got here is whatever that's called, colander.
Colander.
And just a regular kitchen towel. I have used coffee filters before, and you would not believe how much sugar they take out. All right, I'm going to get kind of in your way here, but I'm going to try and pour. There we go. There we go. And the reason that we filter it is because although we've had a cover on it outside and we've got the tubes go into it, there is still an opportunity for some debris to get in, perhaps some bits of bark or something like that. So we just use this fabric here to just take out those impurities, and hopefully it clarifies the syrup. When you're close to being done with your maple syrup, it will start to foam like what you're seeing here. And if you have a lot in your pan, sometimes the foam will come up and come over the edge of the pot and then burn on your stovetop. So you want to watch it real closely now. Mark, we're getting real close here. I need your expert opinion. What is the temperature that you see there?
All right, it is getting really close. I'm going to say it's about 218, just about 220.
All right, well, we gotta wait for it to be 220, so turn the heat up a little bit more. I turned it down because it was foaming up so much. I turn it up a little bit more.
Give it a little bit. And it is looking really nice. Yeah, it's coming up. It's now really about 219.
Okay.
Another minute, I'd say it'll be 220.
All right. All right.
Yeah, we are there. We're at 220, and I'm going to turn it down because it's about to foam over.
Turn the temperature off. Take it off the stove. All right.
Oh yeah, absolutely 220.
All right. How's it look?
Oh man, nice and caramely. Look at that. That looks beautiful.
All right. And the bubbles make it look real thick, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for hanging out with us today as we make maple syrup. It was a long day.
But a good and a fruitful day. You remember we had this pot this morning that we filled except for an inch so it didn't overflow. And we put this on the burner and then we brought it in the house. And the result of this much sap is this much syrup. So that's our product for today, and it's going to be delicious.
A lot of work for a little jar of syrup, but well worth it.
Absolutely.
If you like what you see, please hit like, please subscribe, and please leave a comment.
And on the other side of Mark is a trophy. It's been in the video all day long. That's a trophy my brother and I won for playing a cribbage tournament. 188 people played, 84 teams. We were the lucky winners that time.
Looks like the Stanley Cup, only different.